everyone, and welcome to the Week 10 review, Week 11 preview of the 2025-2026 season. As always, I'm your commish. Here's the trophy. I might have forgot to show the trophy last week, Joel, in all of our excitement. But I've just had it for so long, it's become a part of me. I just assume everybody sees it all the time. How are you, Joel?
I'm swell. I had a great Christmas.
Good.
Can't see the trophy right now. I hear you bitching or talking about it, being a bitch about it. But otherwise, I'm great.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. I had a good Christmas as well. Ollie got this inflatable, what do I want to say? Triceratops. One of the, yeah, exactly. And you can like bounce on it, and he just is bouncing on that thing all over the place. He's an active little guy. That being said, we'll just get right into it here. Last matchup of this year, and then we will move into 2026. I don't know where the time has gone, but here we go. First matchup is, in my opinion, the most important matchup of the week. Mr. Modest takes down Doug in a very convincing fashion. There's a lot. I did add twice this week, but they were tactical ads. I felt okay about them. I'm not sure if they're limiting Wemby's minutes, and like Shea had a slow-ish day for Shea on Christmas as well, and I think the game after that as well, Shea had a slow day. But I don't know if they're just literally OKC is just so good that they're limiting even Shea's minutes. So it's an interesting thing when you think about it. Probably two of the top four best players in the league, right, are having their minutes limited in some capacity. And I think that definitely Shea's is going to continue for the rest of the season. But I'm not sure how long Wemby's is going to continue. But I would certainly be cautious with him, just in general. That being said, I cooked it. Joker cooked him.
Yeah.
Joker cooked him by himself, essentially. I mean, a historic triple-double from Joker. A few injuries from me as well, but expertly rotating players on and off the IR, no big deal. Yeah, that's really it. And the reason why this was such a big game is there's only 6 matchups left before the playoffs. I would have to lose 3 of them, and Doug would have to win out in order for him to get the 3 seed. It's the same thing with you, assuming you could beat me this week and then we'd tie, but then it'd go to points, and you've been so injured. So basically, I'm about 2 games away from clinching the 2 seed, which is good news for our next matchup. Kyle wins against Neiman. Kyle, 10 in a row. He has essentially clinched a top 2 seed at this point. And there are certain circumstances where I can beat him, and it'll come down to tiebreakers and whatnot there at the end. That being said, if he wants the 1, I'll beat him on the road. It doesn't matter, Kyle. Congratulations. I just need him to lose 1 game. Because if I go undefeated and then immediately the season after, the first time I go undefeated after so many years, it took 14-ish years, I think, for me, 13 years. Took 13 years for there to be an undefeated team. I finally do it, and then the very next season, someone else does it. It's going to make me feel like shit, essentially. But yeah, he takes care of Neiman here. Kyle's team does look good, Joel. Embiid is still sitting every now and again for Neiman. And I think he had somebody else that was pretty big that was sitting for him this week. Sabonis, right? No, that's Adam has Sabonis, right? Or is it Neiman? It is Neiman. Okay, perfect. I'm telling you, I could sit here and think of any player from either Neiman's or Adam's team, and I could sell myself that player is on the other person's team, if that makes sense. I don't know why I always mix those 2 teams up.
Well, we are, what's the average fantasy league? Like 10 teams with like 12 guys, and I like 150 deep, and I think we go 200 deep or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So we'll give you some grace. But anyways, I'm haunted that I forgot to set my lineup that one day against Kyle, and I likely would have beat him if I had set my lineups that day.
Yeah.
Just a bummer. He just keeps on winning. Hopefully someone will stop him, and hopefully they will stop you as well.
You know, Joel, if he does pull off an undefeated season, that'll be an accolade that Kyle has over you in this league. A very pristine accolade at that. Something that you've also never done in the league. You've just been going through years and years of just thing after thing being done that you've never done. How's it feel? It's possible.
Well,
it's not there yet. It's just possible.
I mean, I set a lot of records in this league. I would say probably, if not the most records, close to. It's between you and I. And this book isn't finished. There's a lot of chapters yet to be written, and there's some very good ones coming from me.
Okay. Next matchup is Adam versus CJ. CJ getting it done against Adam. It was close this morning. We were talking. Man, I think that Adam could have cycled better this week, especially. There were a couple full boat days, but there were also a couple days that he definitely could have got a couple more ads, and it came down to be this close. And CJ ends up winning, and he didn't spend any of his free agency money this week, so shout out to CJ, still at $2.
Yep, holding firm. I think we advised him last week to hold his money and just see how it played out, and it worked out for him this week.
Yeah, in a very tight matchup.
Yeah, super tight, but good for CJ. He's got a solid team this year.
Yep. Next matchup is Matt, number 9, versus Eric, number 8. Eric beats Matt here pretty handedly. It's very interesting to me because Eric started out, and I can't even remember. Hold on, and this is why I keep all these papers under my desk here. See, I got all 10. I'm holding up all 10 of my papers, right? I believe Eric started off like 1-4 or something. 0-4. 1-4. Yep. Eric started off 1-4, and he's now 5-5. I mean, he's won 4 of his last 5, and has crept up in the standings. And I'll point that out as we go into next week as well. And I said this earlier as well. This win right here essentially eliminates Matt. We have 5 matchups to go, and Eric only has to win like 2 we have 6 matchups to go. Eric only has to win 2, and he plays Cody next week. So Matt, it looks like the bottom 4 is going to be set here. It's going to be Matt, Cody, Jake, and Steven, and Cody owns 2 of those picks. So Cody's tank plan, it looks like, is going to work out here, and it looks like Matt's probably the only hope of beating Cody based on the teams, and I don't really see that happening. So, Cody's sitting in a pretty good spot as a result of this matchup for sure.
Fun tidbit. Matt does not have his own pick.
No, he doesn't have his own pick. We still don't get it. He doesn't have his own pick. Steven doesn't have his own pick. So Jake does have his own pick though, right? And obviously,
I think Jake has 2 picks in this draft.
Yeah, and I can't remember who the other, maybe Adam or Eric is, or it could be mine. It could be mine. Mine's floating out there somewhere.
He has mine, he has Matt's, he has his own, and he has yours.
Wow, he has Matt's? That's so funny.
So, he will likely have 2 of the top 4 picks, and Cody will have 2 of the top 4 picks.
Yes, that's what it seems like. It's a shame that he can't combine teams with Matt. Maybe they'd stand a chance against Cody. All right, next matchup is your matchup against Steven. Came down the wire there for you, Joel. I thought we might see some cycling out of Steven this week. Well, he didn't even set his lineups today. But there was a real possibility that he could have upset you. He also doesn't have his pick, so I don't know why he wouldn't go for you. I remember the days when Steven, if he played me or you, it did not matter. He was nose to the grindstone every morning. He was cycling. He didn't care if it was close, not close, didn't matter. He just wanted to send a message. I miss that Steven, and I want that Steven back.
Yeah, those were fun times. I think that's part of the price we pay with Dynasty is, those assets are hard to let go of some of your younger guys. I don't know if that's how Steven's thinking about it, but that's definitely how I think about it when it comes to the wire. And Steven probably could have beat me this week with how injured I am, and with how close it came down to. But I'm thankful that he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, hey, good for you. He still has Cole Anthony on his team for the record, and Dory Finney-Smith as well is also on his team. So I don't want to hear about long-term assets that he doesn't want to give up on. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah,
he could have easily pulled a double cycle and beat you this week. I won't hear any different. That being said, Jake in our next matchup gets his first win against Cody. Congratulations, Jake. Do you remember how many wins Jake had last year?
Jake recently told me that I think in total he had like 3 or 4 wins in his time as an owner. So this is, I think he's still under 5 total.
I looked it up. I love having these papers. He had at the end of last season, his record was 3-11, and then he ended up winning or losing to Kyle. Hold on, I'll tell you. He 3-11, 14, and he won against Kyle. So yeah, this was his 5th win. I believe, if my records are correct. So shout out Jake on his 5th win ever. Let's try to get those all in one season. Let's start there. Cody is in tank mode, but Cody no longer has to be in tank mode. He can now play spoiler. Theoretically, I don't think he's going to be able to win enough to get out of the basement. Like I said, he is 3 games behind Eric right now. So he can pick and choose his battles if he wants to play spoiler against people this year. It'll be interesting to see what he does as we head down the stretch. Anything on this matchup, Joel?
No, not a ton on this matchup. I mean, we obviously knew what was going to happen going into it, but happy for Jake to get a win, and we'll see what Cody's got in store. I'm really most interested to see if Jason Hayden plays this year.
Yeah, and just one last thing on this matchup. It was interesting to me that Jake only played 3 people for the matchup. I don't understand. Like, it was hard for me to grasp. Was he trying to tank and lose to Cody for some reason, and then was just like, oh, I guess I should play a couple people? Or I don't know what the rationale was, but he only played 3 people.
I can't speak to it, but that does make me laugh.
All right, that being said, we get into week 11. Back to divisional play or conference play, however you want to say it. We are in our second rounds of this, which means, Joel Gibson, you get to play the reigning, defending, ultra, superfly, awesome champion.
Man, and just when I thought I was starting to round into form, I had a few more injuries happen. I would really love to go at you with a healthy team, but that's not going to be the case this week. I have no Suggs. I have no Wagner. Mark Williams is suspended a game. Obviously no Halliburton or Kyrie. And no Derek Lively. Those are all important pieces for my team. So you will beat me this week, but I'm really, really looking forward to when I can face you next year. And I think it's going to be a battle of the Titans.
Great. Looking forward to it. I am also going to pick myself. I'm going to get my 10th win this week, and that'll make for 6 7. Wow, 6-7. You know that stupid kid joke. I think 7 straight seasons of 10 wins for me, I believe. 6 or 7. It's a lot. It's a lot because there was even more when I wasn't getting the championship. I think it's only 6 because this would be my 5th championship, and I didn't win the year right after I took my tank year. And then so I think this is 6 straight years of 10 plus wins. So very excited about that. And it's also good that I get to face you twice a year, Joel, because it seems like every time I face you, I'm adding another thing to the trophy box, and I just get to beat you up doing it. And to beat you twice in one season truly just really makes my Christmas and New Year's a fantastic little celebration there.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes, I know you are. Next matchup is Doug versus Neiman. Doug is going to win this matchup against Neiman. Neiman is one of the 3 teams at 5-5. Oh, I have you at number 4, by the way, Joel, and I'm at number 2. Doug is at 3, and Neiman's at 8. Doug has the tiebreaker over you, and you both have the same record, so that's my justification for that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm going with Doug here.
Yeah, Doug's gonna win. Neiman's too beat up. I am interested to see if Doug makes a move before the end of before we go into playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If Kuminga is a piece that he's just sitting on to see if he gets traded, or if that's a droppable piece that he's going to use as a cycle piece. And a couple other guys on his roster have to call out, but I'm curious to see. I think Doug might have a couple moves in the tank. Not that I'm hinting or know anything, but he's going to definitely beat Neiman this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Next matchup is Adam, who I have at 7. Adam has the tiebreaker with Neiman, so that's why he's at 7, and we'll get to number 6 in a minute. Kyle is at number 1. Kyle is 10-0. Adam's 5-5. Good win for Adam last week. No, he lost to CJ last week, so never mind. Kyle's going to make him lose again. I'm going with Kyle. Yeah, I think that Kyle is going to win until he runs into a big-ass buzzsaw, that's for sure.
Yeah, Kyle's going to win even with some injuries to Jalen Johnson and Con Kniffel, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he'll take care of Adam pretty easily.
Yep. Next matchup is CJ versus Steven. It's the same old song and dance. If Steven wants to win this matchup, I think he could probably put the numbers up to do it. I'm not 100% sure, but if he wants to cycle, I was saying it last week, he could have cycled you. I gave big hints last week that he could have cycled you and probably won. I don't know if he could put up the numbers necessary to beat CJ. CJ's team's relatively healthy, but we'll see what he does. I'm picking CJ, and I'm also going with the under for one. I'm going with the under if it's $1 that CJ spends this week. I'm taking the under.
It would be absolutely hilarious if Steven decided to bust out the double cycle right now. Just has been waiting and for no reason just decided to fire it on CJ. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I don't think so either, but that would be just so Steven. That would be he just comes out of nowhere and he's like, oh, fuck.
Just comes out swinging. That would be fucking fantastic. And I think if he ran a double cycle, he could beat CJ. I don't think he's going to run a double cycle. I think CJ will win.
Okay. Next matchup is Jake versus Matt. This is
somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to win. This is only interesting because of how bad both of these teams are right now. This could be Jake's 6th total win as an owner. So
tell you what, no matter what happens, Jake kind of wins considering he owns both picks.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you do in this situation? Because you want both of these teams to lose theoretically, although they're already both guaranteed to be in the bottom. So, like, what do you do? I have no idea. You don't want to play each other in seeding. So, in my opinion, the worst thing to do, and I'm not saying anybody should do anything, but Jake would want to lose this because he's, first of all, he's the away team, so he has the advantage, but it would put a 2-game split in between him and Matt. If Jake can maintain the last place and then somebody could go in between, such as like Cody or Steven, if they could go in between them, they'd avoid each other in the first round. You'd be more likely to get 2 bites at the apple for the first round pick. That's not me. That's just a little strategy, if you were asking.
That's interesting. But like we said, somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to win. Last matchup is number 6, Eric at 5-5 versus Cody. Eric's a guaranteed win, so that's why I put him at 6. But we're talking about Eric being at 6 right now. He started off at like 11 or 10, and like I said, has cracked off 4 of his last 5. And now he's a 500 team. He's guaranteed to be in the playoffs at this point. I just don't see a situation where he, Adam, or Neiman lose enough to even let Matt back in the race. And I don't see Matt winning enough to get him back in the race. But yeah, like I said, it has been a complete season turnaround for Eric. Heaven forbid he starts cycling on people, because I think that he could be maybe 5, maybe gets past CJ here. It's something that I'm definitely watching, and I think that Eric has the powerhouse Greek who's pissed at everybody. Apparently, he's tomahawking people up 8 with 20 seconds to go. Did you see this yesterday?
I actually did not.
Oh my gosh, you got to look up the clip. They were up 8, I think, with like 5 seconds to go. Greek gets the ball at half court and just runs down the court and full windmill tomahawks it for no reason on the Bulls. For no reason.
Hilarious.
It made me laugh because then Vooch after the game was like, yeah, I think he's just upset because the Bulls didn't want to trade for him. Like, that is actually I don't know, like, what is going on between those two teams, but wowza, that was something.
That is something.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Eric here. I don't know. Maybe this is one Cody's like, hey, I want to play. We'll find out. This is easily a team he could beat, I think, if he wanted to. But like I said, I think Cody's got his sights set on maybe some upsets down the line. I don't know. He might just still continue to tank, but it would be interesting to see him try to mess around with the standings a little bit from the bottom. And I encourage it.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Eric. I don't see Cody going for it.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and or winter holiday, whatever PC bullshit you want me to say. And I hope that everybody has a good New Year. That's like right in the middle of the week. You know what pisses me off? I should take Friday off because I think we're open. But like, New Year's Day is Thursday, so we're all going to be off. The world should just shut down on Friday. Like, why are any businesses open at all? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's how I feel about stupid random Fridays that are sandwiched in the middle of the week. It's stupid. Or in the middle of the holiday.
Nice.
Anything else? Anything else before I rant? I could probably rant on a couple more things if you have some topics.
No, for God's sake, no.
All right, well, Happy New Year, everybody. We're in week 11, 6 weeks to go until playoffs start. I think, and this is the last thing I promise, I think that the trade deadline is going to be middle January, like that middle week of January. Let me just pull out my calendar because I want to do like 3 weeks before playoffs start seems to be legitimate. So let me make sure here. We always do it on a Tuesday. I tell you what, I will do January 20. January 20, not 13, so I'm not dropping this on you, and there's only 2 weeks left. I will give you 3 weeks left. January 20 at noon. So I'll post that tomorrow. I'll set it on Fantrax, so that'll be updated. January 20 at noon is going to be the trade deadline, okay?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I just decided to set it right now. All right, well, that's it. We'll see you guys.
Adios.